Need to make my free time have some sort of autonomy where I can, there's blocks, but I'm still using it in my own sense of continuous learning and continuous creativity. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be sharing with you my mindful calendar, a way I organize my week to optimize creativity and productivity at the same time. The reason this method really works is because I feel like oftentimes we neglect to address our body, minds, and soul throughout our day. And if we don't create blocks and give it the attention as much as we, book in meetings, we book in classes and appointments, but we forget the most important things, which kind of make us heal, grow, and stay fit for our body, minds, and soul. So I'm gonna show you my calendar and the way I've organized it. And the reason why I call it mindfulness or mindful calendar is because it's a very mindful approach and a holistic approach to ensure that we are actually really reaching those points where we are itching to be a little bit artistic, we're itching to continue learning, but we have to create a strategy and a system that is consistent and a way where at least even if you don't stick by it, you still have the block to play around and move it around your day. So let me show you this calendar method, and I think that you're just gonna love it. If you start using it, it will really change your life. It will change your life in ways that it's gonna make you continuously learning how to be creative and continuously learning new things, which is nothing is more powerful than education in our life. And I believe in that because this has really worked for me, and I really hope it works for you. So let me show you right now. I have my screen recorded here. And so one of the things I would say about this is that I have everything color coded. So for my learning blocks, I have it color coded as blue, and there's nothing really linking it to the color, but I like to create colors out of things so that I know how much of a balance I have throughout my day and week. And because you're looking at the whole week, you can see that there's an actual balance of colors. And obviously the work block in the middle here, it's purple, but because I use a separate calendar for my work. And that's just because that's how it is in the industry. You have to create your own calendar because that's the only way you will know where you have meetings, right? But this is kind of my calendar on my free time. And although I don't like to create tasks for myself, like Sarah, do this on this certain time, because I still feel like I need to make my free time have some sort of autonomy where I can, there's blocks, but I'm still using it in my own sense of continuous learning and continuous creativity. So for example, let's start here by the beginning of the week. I start my day with an introspection block. And this addresses my soul because I feel like nothing feels better than when you wake up in the morning and you're like wanting to journal, and that way you're really letting things out and starting your day with a clear mind and a fresh mind. And this is one of the sole components of this calendar. And this happens every day except for the weekend. I push it down a little bit. It still happens, but as you can see in the weekend, I start my day at 7 instead of 6 a.m. because I just like to sleep in for a bit and not feel like I'm always waking up at the same time. But on the weekdays, I like to have the schedule just because I want to be able to do things before I start my working hours. So moving on, obviously I have a healthy breakfast. I really need to ensure that I'm having my healthy breakfast for my mind and for my body as well. And just remember that when you're creating blocks for your days, it's like you may not remember you need to work out or you need to learn something unless you have a calendar reminding you 15 minutes before it, like, hey, you're having a learning block coming in 15 minutes. So what happens is, as I ensure that I have kind of like breaks in the middle, ensuring that I have my lunch block in the middle, I'm ensuring that I'm taking lunch on time. Sometimes when we're working, and I work from home, so even though I work from home, I forget to have lunch sometimes, and it's like already 3 p.m. and I was like, I didn't eat, I just had breakfast. So 15 minutes before that, I get a reminder like your lunch block is coming on in 15 minutes. So I ensure that I'm wrapping up whatever I was doing in the morning and then have my break for lunch. And obviously I would also have a dinner block, but then I need to make sure that I have breaks. So as I look at my calendar, I'm like, how overwhelmed am I throughout the day or throughout the week? Am I having enough green? Am I getting enough breaks? Am I having enough relaxation? So I actually link breaks to relaxation blocks, which, it's a bubble bath block, or as you can see here, I have Watch Nature channel. This is for me some sort of relaxation because you get your mind off things and you just like watch something and enjoy it for the moment, right? So sometimes I don't have like these meetings. This is just a program I'm doing right now to get licensed. But these meetings, I'm creating a block because they happen a couple of days of the week. And then I have my creative block in the evening. The reason I have my creative block in the evenings because right now it's the night time. I love being like, either writing a video, writing a poem, recording a video, editing a video, whatever it is that gets my mind off the workday and kind of slowly winding down towards just getting to sleep. So when you sleep, you're just like relaxed. So I also feel like I have a creative energy at night. So when you're able to identify your energy levels throughout the day, then you'll be able to play around with your calendar. And so when you use this calendar, you can customize it however you feel like your energy levels are throughout the day. But this is also going to help you a lot learn how to be disciplined with certain tasks throughout your day, but also know your body more. And because you're addressing your body, mind, and soul, you're going to start understanding, okay, maybe I'm more creative in the morning, let me switch that block to the morning and kind of push my work hours a bit down, or replace it with the introspection, whatever it is that you feel like works for you. But this is what works for my body. It's just about the strategy that you can use and customize it however you like. And then as we go, as you can see, like these are just repeated things throughout the day, throughout the week. But sometimes like it does, for example, like here I have a class from 3 to 5. So what I do is I just make up my work hours at night and have my creative block right before it. So sometimes it's very customizable according to how your day is. And I also have like cooking blocks because I need to ensure that, okay, if I have a cooking block, you know, twice a week and then batch cook for the next 2 days and maybe create like a different recipe for ensuring that this food could be, whatever it is that works for you, just remember that you can create that block for yourself, because you would forget to cook and then you're gonna end up ordering a lot of food and you're just gonna spend a lot of money out. So just ensuring that I have those things. You know, I create the blocks for my class just because I want to ensure that just I'm creating a work block, I'm also creating a class block. And I have more details about my class in my school calendar, and more details about my work meetings on my work calendar, but this is more like my private calendar that I like to use. And it just gives me so much to look forward to. So for example here, kind of like after my class, I would go to the gym and then make my work hours right after, or swimming or play basketball, whatever it is I feel like in the moment I want to do. And then just like the way how you schedule this, or the way how this really works for your scheduling, is just understanding where you have time and where you don't have time. Most of the time we think we don't have time, but when you have a calendar that is very organized, you would now be able to differentiate whether it's really you don't have time or you choose not to have time. Most of the time for me is I choose not to have time. So if I make plans, is it like, am I replacing a block that is super important with high priority for me or not? I will get more into this learning block and creative blocks, because here it doesn't really give you much detail, but I'm going to show you how I utilize my Notion to ensure that these blocks are actually tasks. So remember how earlier I said that I don't like creating tasks on my calendar, but what I do is I create a mindful calendar block on my Notion, and then whenever I have like a specific, for example here, you can see that this is the video that I did the other day, how I use Notion to hack my chaotic mind, right? So this is basically tagged as creative here, and it was high priority and I had a due date for it. So in the status, it's either in progress, archived, or done, right? So now I know throughout the day, if I have a learning block coming up, then I would say, okay, I have a learning block. What do I feel like doing today? And then I would go to my Notion and add, oh, I want to record a video about my calendar. So I would put that and tag it as a learning block. And that way I don't have to really change the structure of my calendar. It's just going to be remaining as those blocks that are addressing my body, mind, and soul, which is super important for our healing, so important for our growth, and just kind of like being spiritually present and giving yourself the ability to have the confidence. And I don't like having a lot of gaps in my calendar. I do like to rest, but I also like to have something to do, something to look forward to. And I really like to be productive. So when I feel like I have gaps, I end up just scrolling on social media or doing things that have no purpose, and it really wastes a lot of my time. So as I mentioned, this also relates to my my reading. For example, my learning block. If I want to be able to like finish, you know, this book or this paper and write the exam, whatever it is that I'm doing, I will just mark it as done, and I will just toggle back within, this is just the first week of February because this is where we are, but I have ones for the next couple of weeks. So throughout the day, if for example we're on Monday, or let's say Tuesday, and I know I have a creative block here, if Tuesday morning or in the middle of work I just think of a random idea, I go to my Notion and put it down, and that way it just prevents me from going back and forth to calendar and change it. Because right now, if you see, if I want to change this into something, this is already repeated Monday to Friday, so I don't want to be changing my calendar throughout the week. Although you can only change this event, but I just like the idea of having the blocks there and ensuring that, okay, I have autonomy over what I'm doing, because I don't like to just continuously having my whole day being told what to do. And it's kind of like a mind manipulation, but it works for me. So this is a regular Google Calendar, and how you can do it. So let's say right now here you want to create like wake up and meditate, for example. Okay, this is just an example to show you. If I want to repeat this for every day of my week, I would just go and say daily, and then put like a cup. For example, if this is a soul thing, for me, I attach pink to soul, and then here you can just write whatever description you want, right? And then repeat it daily. And you can also set like the notification, how far do you want it to notify you to wake up, or this is just an example hypothetically, but you can say, okay, I want it to remind me either through an email or notification, and then you can write, okay, I want it to wake me up like 10 minutes before, and then that way you're just getting a reminder 10 minutes before. So now you have that block here, and as we go down, just let me out. I will go through the calendar, and then I would love for you to use this, because honestly, it's game changing. It's one of those that's like, you're really respecting yourself so much that you're creating blocks for your free time. And it's not that you're always busy, it's just you're busy with the right things, and that makes you grow. If you look at it like life is not linear, right? It's not always linear. But at least if you have a schedule and a timeline for yourself, and ensuring that you're learning enough throughout your week, I've always had this itch of, I want to paint, I want to like do videos, then you need to address them. Because just like you want to do things in your life and you're not addressing it, it becomes like a blocker in your life. So I think by addressing these things, you become more comfortable and more happier. And in general, it just really, really works. And I would recommend this for you. As we go here, kind of like more repetitiveness, and it also kind of gets you in a good routine, and nothing really changes much. But in my previous video, you saw that I have a weekend productivity. Maybe let me just show it to you real quick here. Let me just pull up the example that I had last time as well. It was just more like you have this kind of like a weekend productivity. So in this site here, the time that I planned this is actually on Friday. So I have a block from 10 to 11 on Friday called Plan Weekend. So this block here, I just sit down for a whole hour, and I'm like, how much can I get done on my weekend? Because weekends could get either you have a lot going on, or it's just really free. But how much do I really want to put into that weekend that really helps me prepare for the week? Or whether it's things you have to wrap up for the next week, outstanding tasks, whatever it is, this is the block that I have for it. So for every corner and pillar in my life, I actually have a block for it. And also similarly here, on Sunday, I have plan week and mark off weekend goals. So speaking of weekend goals that we just mentioned, here's where I mark them. Either it's done, in progress, or I can just move them on to my next week if I haven't gotten to them. So it really helps me like clear my mind of the things I could have done, the things I did, and it really helps me see how much I've accomplished and where are my areas of growth that I could really improve next weekend. So I think that's it for this calendar. I don't know if there's much to say, but all I want to say to you is that as much as it might sound cliche, our body, mind, and soul need to be addressed. If you think about waking up 9 to 5 and you have so much blocks in your calendar for meetings, why can't we do the same for ourselves? What is my goal? I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to become productive. I want to be happier and healed and continuing to be proud of myself and confident. So this way you're actually setting up a routine for yourself and a schedule, and you know where you have time and where you don't. And this also helps you not be distracted, not think about a lot. If you think about free time, what does it make you do? You think I'm bored. You're going to think there's nothing going on in my life. I'm just so tired. You probably start hitting up people that you don't even want to talk to. It's just like boredom is like the enemy of success. I think so. So I think that when you're not bored, there's a lot you can do. And just remember, all these things you're learning, you actually can help and pass it forward. So make use of your time. Ensure that you're actually giving yourself the right routine and stick to it, because even if you change around a couple of blocks, once you start getting in a routine, you're gonna stop wasting time. You're not gonna have energy to accept anything from anyone. You're just gonna become you, yourself, and you're gonna keep the good people close and your friends who appreciate that you're always having things to do, they either join you or they're just gonna say, this person is always busy, let's move to the next person. And if they want to move to the next person, it's okay. You're gonna have the real ones that stick around and they share the same vision, the same goal. So just remember, this is all what you look at it, how you look at it, and what you do about it. Nothing else, no one else can change how you look at your life, and your perspective stays yours, your narrative, your story. Thank you for watching this video. I cannot wait to see you on my next one, and let me know what works, how you modified it to fit your schedule, or how it works for you. Like, this is very customizable because Google Calendars just made it very flexible. And I would love to hear a lot more success stories on how you plan your week and your day, and I'll see you on my next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Apparently it helps the algorithm. Bye.